Hello friends, hope you're having an amazing day. So as promised, we are talking about cravings, and yesterday I talked about sweets and I talked about treats and kind of how to avoid them and then what to indulge in to make you satisfied but not continue perpetuating. So if you didn't get to check that out, it's on my Facebook page. You are more than welcome to go and give it a watch. I would love that and appreciate it. Today we're going to talk about the flip side of sweets, and it is the salty stuff. So we all crave salty, crunchy, and sometimes that can turn into a snack attack, especially after dinner time or when you're doing some when you least need it is when you tend to want it the most. So today we're going to talk about salty, and I'm going to share with you some of my favorite salty treats that leave me feeling really satisfied, because I promise you guys, I'm an eater. I don't live on like rabbit food, and I don't live and eat salads all day long. Like, I love to eat and indulge, and I love to enjoy my food. Like, if eating was a sport, I would freaking go to the Olympics because I love it that much. So let me talk about some things that hopefully will help out. So first, with trail mixes. Let me tell you the story on trail mixes. So sometimes trail mixes are wonderful, but they're very high in calories when you eat too much. So here are two of my favorite trail mixes. This is from H-E-B, but there's a similar version also. This one is from Target, but they're like Tex-Mex spicy trail mixes, and they have nuts in them. They've got sunflower seeds in them. They've got peanuts in them, so they have lots of nuts, which provide good fat for your body. But with that, good fat is also high in calorie. Not that it's bad. Fats are good for your body, so you just want to be careful that you don't excuse me, you don't want to take down this entire tub in one sitting. So it's important with things like trail mixes that you put it into a serving size before you start. Because when you start a munching, especially on things that are salty treats like this, and you're having a conversation, you could easily plow through the entire container without even noting. Now, it would be better to go through this in something like Cheetos, of course, but I will tell you, with trail mix salty treats, put it in serving size bags or serving size containers when you buy it from the grocery store. So when I get this bad boy home, I put it in single serving Ziplocs in the portion size that it's supposed to be, so that I don't overeat and go crazy town with it. That will help a lot as well. Other cracker type things, these are called nut thins. So all these options that I'm showing you are things that have minimal processing, because the more food is processed, the more junk that's going to be in it, the more that your body's going to crave it, because it's like there's no nutrition in here. Maybe if I just eat the entire box, somehow I'll get nutrition. So that's what your body is processing and thinking. So these are super yummy, and they're great to add with things like hummus or avocado. You can add them, you can just eat them by themselves. I eat them with sausage and cheese a lot. I'll show you that. Another salty favorite of mine is eating sausage. So this is homemade sausage. I actually ran out. Thank the Lord for Daddy-O, because he got me some more. I literally eat this every single day. So with sausage and jerky, things like that. Beef, now this is venison and pork, but you can do beef jerkies, you can do turkey jerkies. Here's a scoop on jerkies and meats and dried things of that nature. Sometimes they're high in sodium, yes. High sodium is not necessarily a problem. If you're drinking the right amount of water, if you're doing your workouts, if you're not eating a block of salt every day, you're okay. Just look for lean meats. There's a lot of different recipes, but you want to make sure that your meats are lean that you're eating. So if you're having sausages or jerky, they're great snacks. Just choose the leanest versions that you can find. And if you have questions about that, definitely let me know. With cheese is a great way to fulfill your salty needs, but there is a lot of things you can do wrong with cheese. So just go for, this is an example of something I have in my fridge, natural Monterey Jack, natural cheese. So when you go to the cheese aisle, it's like crazy town. There is fat-free, there is low-fat, there is all kinds of free nonsense. Get real cheese. Like I talked about yesterday, stay away from the low fat, the fat free, all of that sugar free, blah, blah, blah. Get the real purest form of the food that you can find. So even things like cream cheese, regular cheese, butter, you don't want to do like a butter imitation. You want real butter. That's going to help with those salty cravings, because you're actually getting real food in your system versus a bunch of like emulsifiers that are not actual food. It just leaves your body craving more. So real foods, cheese is a great example of that. Pickles! Pickles are great. If you have a salty craving, get yourself a big old giant pickle and take it down before you eat anything else, because a lot of times that will nip it in the bud. Now Caleb loves to make pickles, and I love the teeny weeny ones, so I always have him make me jars of teeny weeny pickles so I can just chomp 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 on them, because these bad boys, if you eat 30 pickles, your hips are not going to show up the next day and be angry at you. So this is a safe, salty treat. Eat this before you go for a bag of chips, and it will help you so much. Boiled eggs are great. So I'm literally about to have a snack. I'm gonna have cheese with a boiled egg and tomatoes. And it's a super, like, it feels super savory and salty, and it's a super yummy treat. So sometimes you just have to get out of your headspace, and you gotta get out of what you normally eat. But then you realize you could be replacing your normal bad habits with really good choices that still taste super delicious. So I'm hoping these are helping. Let me know if you have questions along the way. Skinny Pop. There's also Boom Chicka Pop. These are great alternatives. Corey also loves this popcorn. She eats it all the time. But those are great alternatives for some of the more buttery, some of the more like popcorns, because they're a little bit more simple. There's nothing really on them, but they still taste super good. And then these are my favorite chips. These are called, I won't even try to pronounce them because I'll probably mess it up. You can get them at most grocery stores. I'm super simple. I don't shop at fancy grocery stores, so because I just don't have that out of my house. So if you can have a grocery store near you, you can find everything I'm talking about. These bad boys are so good to eat with hummus, or to have with cheese and sausage, or to make nachos with. They are the best nacho chip you've ever had in your whole life because they don't get soft. They're super, super strong, and they have minimal ingredients, which is nice. So if you look at the back of your chip bag, you would be amazed. The ingredient list is like this long. These have minimal ingredients, but they really do taste so